Hi, my name is Vinod. In this short video, I'll be discussing about SAP BO Design Studio, what is Design Studio, and some basics around Design Studio, how Design Studio will be connecting with SAP HANA, SAP BW, or a relational universe. So first of all, let's understand what is Design Studio. So Design Studio is nothing but a dashboarding application from SAP. So prior to Design Studio, we have Excel Sheets dashboards, which is a SAP BO tool, and in BW we have WAD, Web Application Designer. So these are mainly the dashboarding applications in the BW and BO space. So each has its own disadvantages and advantages. So what SAP did is SAP consolidated all the features of BW, WAD, and also the Excel Sheets features, and then we have the Design Studio, which can connect to BW, which can connect to HANA, and also a relational universe. So some of the highlights of Design Studio is that it's a HTML application. The output is a HTML5, so it's pretty good in terms of performance when compared to the Excel Sheets dashboards, which is where the output is a flash file. And other advantage of Design Studio is that Design Studio can connect with HANA and BW using an OLAP connection rather than the regular SQL connection. It's an OLAP connection. Again, it's pretty good in terms of performance and hierarchy support, etc. And the next advantage of Design Studio is that it uses JavaScripts. There are so many predefined methods which are already provided by SAP, so using which we can build complex Design Studio operations. Okay, so let's see some quick dashboard how to build using Design Studio. So here I have a calculation view. So basically, this is just a simple e-fashion data where I have a fact table connected with a few master data tables. Okay, so now if I do a data preview here, okay, so here we see the data. Now this also has one input parameter. Okay, so for currency conversion. So let's see, let's build a dashboard, Design Studio dashboard on top of this HANA view. Okay, so if you go to Start All Programs, and here we have SAP BI and Design Studio. So the OLAP connection from business objects to Design Studio is already created. So you can either create it using CMC or IDT. So here I'll be connecting to the Design Studio in the business objects enterprise authentication mode. In other words, I'll be able to connect to the BI repository, save my dashboards in the repository, BI repository, and I'll be able to access these dashboards through the Launchpad. So there are other methods you can directly connect with HANA, and you can directly connect with BW, skipping the BO repository. Okay, so if you go to okay, so in this case, I'm making use of the connection with the BI platform. So this is how a Design Studio look like. Okay, this is the home screen of Design Studio. So here I would like to start creating my first application or Design Studio application. So click on Create New Analysis Application. So give some application name. So I'll say SAP BO Sales Dashboard, or else just simply say Sales Dashboard. Okay, so I'll be using the latest version, the UI5 M mode. Now, if you browse, it will show you the list of the business objects repository folders. Okay, so I would like to save this in some folder. So you can choose the templates accordingly. Now, in this case, I'll go with a very basic layout. You can choose the other layouts, and then you can explore. Now, I'll click on Create. So here you can see this is the canvas where we'll be designing our dashboard, where you can design the layout, what components, etc. Now this is the properties window. Here you have the errors or the script problems. Here you have additional properties. Now, under the components menu, you will find all the list of Design Studio components, the outline as it states, the outline of the dashboard. Here it says what components are there, what data sources, etc. Okay. So first step, like I said, I'll be connecting to the HANA calculation view. So go to data sources, right click, and then say add data source. So we are basically connecting to the calculation view. So the first step, specify the connection. So you click on browse, and then here, like I said, I have already created the OLAP connection. You can quickly review any other other videos on the internet how to create a connection with HANA, an OLAP connection. So the data source now in this case would be the HANA calculation view. So go to browse. Here you can see this is the package structure. Now I have my calculation view here in the folder. Go to eFashion, and then here I have a calculation view with star join. So remember, you can connect to analytic views. You can connect to calculation view of type star join and the regular calculation view. The attribute views or calculation view of type dimension view will not be showed here. Okay, they are not supposed to be meant for reporting. So you can give some name if you want. So DS1, data source 1, or whatever the name if you want, you can give it for this data source. Click on OK. So here is my data source. Now what I would like to do in this example is I would like to first show this data in a cross tab at a product line level. So I want to show a very aggregated data at a product line level, the sales units as well as the sales amount. And then when I click on a particular product line, then I want to interact with the chart and analyze to drill down to the lowest level. So for that, I'll take if you see under the analytic components, here I have something called as a cross tab. So just simply do a drag and drop. Now I will assign this data source to the cross tab. So just simply drag and drop. Here you can see these are the 4 different measures available. So in this calculation view, select this calculation view, right click and say edit initial view. So what is the view you want to display when you run this dashboard? So click on edit initial view. So I don't want to show all of these measures. I just want to display only amount sold, quantity sold, and this amount in target currency. So let me take out this margin. Okay. Now don't forget we have connected to HANA in a OLAP connection. So pretty much the OLAP features like key and text features, hierarchies would be accessible here. So here I have product line. The product line code. So the label mapping in the HANA is already done. So if I want, I can toggle between the key and text. You can select the right click and then say member display, key and text. So for this, basically label mapping should be already done within HANA. Okay. Now click on OK. If you want, we can even apply any background filters, but I would recommend that all filters should be created within the backend. So in this case, so now let me resize this component. Okay, so now save this. Okay, so don't forget we have already saved it in the repository, the BA repository. Either if you want to run this on the BA platform, you can use this option. Now I'll just run it locally. Okay, so click on execute locally. Okay, so like I said, this is don't forget this is a HTML application. If you right click and then go to view source, you should be able to see the the HTML code for this. Okay, and it makes use of JavaScript. So now what I want to do is, this is showing the data at a very aggregated level at a product line. So I want to select a product line. I want to enable some interactivity within the dashboard. So I want to see some detailed data in this dashboard in a pie chart or in a bar chart. So when for example, if I click on accessories, I would like to see the drill down of the quantity sold for accessories, in a bar chart, okay, by category. So basically, I want to drill down. I'll show you a very simple example. So under the analytical components, now if you come down, you can also minimize this. Okay. So here I have a component called info chart. So drag and drop. This would be one component for all type of charts, whether it's a pie chart or column chart, anything. So what you need to do is you just need to add this info chart and then change the chart type. So here you can see the chart configuration. It also supports CSS. So now here I have a column chart. Now I would like to turn this into a bar chart. So first of all, we need to assign a data source. Okay. So don't forget, I need to add one more data source now, to this dashboard. First, let me resize this, restore. Okay, so I can't use the same data source for the other component. Okay, so I have to add this. So what I'll do is, for the same calculation view, I'll just simply Control C, Control V. Okay, I'll just copy paste, and now this is the data source 2. Okay, so ds_2. So I'll assign this data source to the chart, info chart. Okay, so here you can see under data binding data source. So the ds_2 is mapped. So what data I would like to see here and what type of chart. So first click on this chart configuration here. I'll change the chart from column chart to a bar chart. Okay, and click on OK. So now let me. So here I have converted this into a bar chart. Now go to data source 2. I will change the initial view of this. Right click and say edit initial view. So I would like to see this data by category. Okay, I'll just simply drag and drop category. So let me remove product line, and then I would like to display only just quantity sold by category. Okay. Also, let me adjust this the panel, background panel. Okay. So now I have added a bar chart here. Now what I would like to do is I would like to enable interactivity between these two components. So when I click on a product line, I would like to drill down. I would like to apply a filter on this chart and show the data for product line accessories only. Okay. So now first, before even we go to the interactivity, let's quickly do a preview. Okay, so here we see the data by product line, and here we see the data by product category, right? So select your cross tab. Okay, I would like to enable interactivity between the cross tab and the below bar charts. So now select cross tab. So basically now the properties window is showing the properties of the cross tab. So if you want, we can rename the cross tab, and then user interactivity. So selection type. So I'll enable the selection type to single click. Okay. Now, so let's see the events. Okay. On select, what you would like to do. So I would like to apply a filter on the data source 2. If I apply a filter on the data source 2, that means we are applying a filter on the bar chart. So now, so here you can see activate content assistance by controlling the control space. So click on control space to get the help. So I'll say data source 2. Okay. Now what do you want to do? We want to set a filter. So basically you will find methods like get and set. Now what I want to do, I want to set a filter. So if you click on S, right, you can see the predefined methods for the JS. So set filter. Okay. On which dimension? So on the product line. Okay, so control space again. So this is the product line code. Okay. Now what filter value? What is the filter we need to apply? So we need to apply the filter based on the product line which we are selecting in the cross tab. So basically we need to get that dynamically at the runtime based on the selection. So I'll say cross tab dot, okay, dot okay, so I'll say get selected member and which dimension? Product line. So end with a semicolon. Okay, so now the error is gone, the syntax is correct. So basically what we are doing here, data source 2 dot set filter on which dimension on the product line and what value. We are dynamically getting this value from the cross tab and which member we are taking it, product line. Okay. So now let's see whether this user interactivity is working fine. Now run the dashboard. Okay. So initially no filter is applied. We'll see how to set the initial filter as well. Now I click on product line. You can see the filter is applied, right? And click on sweaters. So you can see there's a change in the filter. Okay, so this is how we can set the interactivity between the components. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to set some default value. Okay, so as soon as we run the dashboard, I don't want to show the bar chart for all the list of categories, but I just want to by default I want to apply filter for accessories. Okay, so for that, go to the dashboard. Okay, in the outline, select your dashboard. So now the properties window should be showing the properties of the dashboard. So under events, what I'll do is I'll set a default value. Okay. So I would say on startup, okay, or you can say on variable initialization. So under which data source? So it will be data source 2. So click on control space, you get the help. Data source 2 dot. What do you want to do? Basically, I want to set a filter. Now, which dimension? Again, this is a product line. and what is the value? Accessories, right? So click on again control space. So F60 is accessories. Okay. So currently you see there's an error, right? If you see here, it says mismatched input, end of file expected EOF. So basically end with semicolon. Okay. So now if we run our dashboard, by default, the accessories should be applied as a filter on the bar chart. Let's see. Okay. So if I scroll down, now you can see I'm not seeing all the list of product categories now. It's basically these are the categories under accessories. If you we can apply a text so that it will be more meaningful. Now you can see here. Okay. So the interaction between the components is successful now, right? So what I would like to do now is I don't want to by default show this bar chart. Okay, meaning initially when the user runs the dashboard, the requirement is just to see the data by product line. If the user is interested to drill down at the category level, then give an option to show this data. Okay, so for that, so meaning I want to dynamically show or hide a component. Okay, so for that, let me take it in the container component. Let me take something called as a pop-up. Okay, so now I'll be using a component called pop-up, which will by default hide the component, and we'll use a checkbox to dynamically show or hide the component using the pop-up feature. Okay, so let's see that. So for that, let me minimize this properties window. So here is the pop-up. Okay, so now let me go back to the outline. So here is the pop-up, right? So I'll take the info chart and place it inside the pop-up. Okay, and now you can see the height of this component is inside the pop-up. So go to the properties window and set the dimensions. Now go to info chart. So here the top margin, so I'll set to 5. Okay, so now you can see the cross tab is within the pop-up, right? So now, because we have placed this inside the pop-up, the bar chart inside the pop-up, by default the pop-up is hidden. Okay, so that means even the bar chart will be hidden. So let's see that. So now let me run the dashboard. So now we should see that you can see there is no bar chart shown. Okay, because of the pop-up. Okay, so now let me close this. So what I want to do is I want to simply use one checkbox and then write a script to show that whether I want to show the pop-up or hide the pop-up. So I'll use this checkbox. Okay. Now go to properties. So I'll change the text. I'll say show chart. So give a tooltip if needed. Okay. Now on click. So here I would like to write a simple if condition, and then I'll check whether the checkbox is enabled or not. If it is enabled, show the chart, else hide the chart. Okay. So click on control space. So I'll use a if else block. Okay. So here I don't have a lot of things to compare. So, control space. I'll say checkbox dot if checked. Okay. So then what I want to do. So the if condition. So what I want to do is I want to show the pop-up. Okay, if you show the pop-up, that means the component inside that will be shown. Okay, so set visible. So you can see shows or hides the component. So I'll use this method popup.open. Okay. And with semicolon. Now else popup.close. So let's see if this is working fine. So now you can see we have a checkbox. By default, it is not enabled, and the pop-up is hidden. Okay. So let's select that, and we can see the pop-up is shown, right? And we should be able to interact on the chart. I want to hide this pop-up. Okay, so this is how we can use the pop-up and in combination with checkbox, so dynamically show or hide a component. Okay, so the next thing what I would like to do is first give me some, let me give some text here. So let me go to properties, the text box. So here the text says application name. I'll say sales dashboard. Okay. So I want to add one text field here showing the product line which we have selected, right? So I'll take one text box. So under the basic components, so here I have a text box. So again, I'll place this inside the pop-up. So I just did a copy of that component. So now I have two components. Okay. So I'll go to the outline and then make sure that both the text components are inside the pop-up. Okay. So go to properties. The first text box, text 1. So I'll set the text as category-wise sales. For product line. Okay. So this is a static text component I'm using. The first one. So let me adjust this text slightly. So let me run the dashboard and see if the text is showing up. And then one text box I'll be using a static text, and then the other one should be a dynamic text based on the object which we select here. So I don't see the text component. Let me check it again. So I'll go to the text 1. So it's not hidden. Okay, so let me just check the background color. Okay, so here I have used two text boxes. One with a static text. Here you can see I have written as sales by product line, and then the other one also, this would be dynamic. This is the text box 2. If you see, both of them I have set the same height, and here I have written accessories. Now what I would like to do is, when I click on this particular when I do a selection in the cross tab, I would like to dynamically change the text. So now if you go to the events, use a cross tab, right? So I'll say control space text 2 dot set text, and how to get the text dynamically from the cross tab. So I'll say cross tab dot get selected member, and we want to get the product line, the text of the product line. So dot text. Okay. So end with semicolon. Now let's see if the dynamic text would be working fine. Okay, so by default, you can see here it says the sales for product line accessory. So that means we are now showing the data by category for product line accessories. Now, if I click on leather, now we should see the text is changing dynamically. Okay, so this way we can use a dynamic text. So here I just, for this text components, I just use a simple CSS. So background color light blue, color black, text align center, and vertical align middle. Okay. So we can define a CSS class and give the CSS class here. Now, so I would like to add one more simple. So on this headers, okay, when I click it, I want to open my company's home page. So I'll just add a simple event. Application dot open new window. Within double quotes. So HTTP colon and with semicolon. Okay. So now let's see. So now if I click on okay, so if I click on the header, I can see. So it opens a new window, SAP.com. Okay. So this is a simple dashboard. So in the subsequent videos, I'll be showing how to add more logic onto this dashboard. Thanks for watching.